Hello everyone. Up to the earlier lectures we have done with classification of polymers. Then we have started with some important polymer, and the first polymer was taken into consideration was the natural rubber. Natural rubber is said to possess many drawbacks. That is, it is moisture absorbing, it absorbs moisture, it becomes hard in winter season, it becomes soft in summer, and because of these reasons natural rubber needs a vulcanization process, or it is then subjected towards vulcanization, or it is subjected to vulcanization. So introduction of crosslinks within the natural rubber to improve the quality or performance of a natural rubber, that process is called as vulcanization. So today we will see something about vulcanization. Okay, so what is vulcanization? Whenever crosslinks are introduced in a natural rubber, the resulting rubber is said to possess improved quality, and that process is so called as vulcanization. So you will write definition for vulcanization. Vulcanization is the process where network of cross-linked is introduced between the rubber. That process is so called as vulcanization. So just write topic vulcanization, and to that you will write the definition. Whenever a network of cross-links is introduced between the polymeric chains of a natural rubber or rubber, that process is known as vulcanization. So this is the first point. Second point you will write, due to vulcanization, stiffness, then hardness, tensile strength, elasticity, such kind of properties are improved. So in second point you will mention that due to vulcanization, toughness, tensile strength, hardness, then elasticity like properties are improved. Then that is the second point for vulcanization. Now vulcanization is what basically? So vulcanization is a process in which natural rubber is taken. It is subjected towards that natural rubber is subjected for treatment with sulfur. The temperature condition is 150 degrees Celsius, and some zinc butyl ZbX xanthate is used as an accelerator. Okay, so in that case that is a vulcanization process, actual vulcanization process. But before that we will just look into the matter, what is that natural rubber. So natural rubber, as I told you, it's a polymer of isoprene unit. It's simply the white milky liquid initially, which is obtained by tapping the bark of wild Hevea brasiliensis trees, which are growing onto the banks of Amazon river. And those trees are there, their bark is trapped, and by tapping the bark of rubber trees, a white milky liquid oozes. That white milky liquid is collected in a pot. Then that white milky liquid is sent to the processing unit, where addition of coagulant like acetic acid is done, which transform or which converts that liquid rubber in terms of a solid form. Okay, so that is somewhat the general processing as far as the natural rubber is concerned. But in actual process or in vulcanization, so whatever raw rubber is there, it is then subjected to vulcanization. So what is vulcanization? In that, see, this kind of reactions we have seen. This is CH2, this is CH3, this is carbon, and this is CH2. Okay, this kind of chains we have observed as far as the rubber is concerned. So it's a CH2, CH3, CH2. So as I told you in last lecture, the structure we have seen. Okay, to that what we will do, we will have addition of sulfur. So sulfur is taken, temperature condition is 150 degrees Celsius, and ZbX, that is zinc butyl xanthate is taken. Okay, what will happen? See, whatever sulfur is there, that get adds across the double bond, and therefore sulfur crosslinks network or sulfur crosslinks are introduced between the polymeric chain. How it looks like, that we will see. This is the same molecule we will write, CH2, CH3. Now instead of writing double bond, I have written only single bond, then CH2. Okay, to that we will write this sulfur units. Okay, like this. Okay, and see, this is CH2 unit, and therefore the chain continues. So in this case, in this whatever the double bond is there, across the double bond that sulfur unit is added. Again there is sulfur. Okay, likewise. Okay, and the same unit you will write over here and at this bottom. Okay, so in this way sulfur crosslinks, they are introduced between the polymeric chain, and this resulting rubber is called as vulcanized rubber. Is it clear? So that is said to be vulcanized rubber. So this is something about vulcanization process. Now next we will see something about the next polymer, that is nothing but polyethylene, okay, and its IUPAC name is nothing but polyethylene. So now we will see something about polyethylene. So while writing vulcanization, what you will write? Just write down title as vulcanization. Next to that you will write natural rubber said to possess some drawbacks, and therefore to improve quality of a natural rubber it is subjected to vulcanization. That is first point. In second point, after vulcanization, properties like tensile strength, hardness, stiffness, elasticity, they are improved. Third is nothing but the process in which network of cross links of sulfur is introduced between the polymeric chain. That process is called as vulcanization. And then you will write directly the vulcanization reaction. It's CH2C, CH3, CH, CH2. This unit we have seen earlier. Just onto that arrow you will write sulfur. Then temperature condition is 150 degrees Celsius and it's ZBX. It's zinc butyl xanthane. Whenever added, it results into formation of this kind of crosslink, and the resulting rubber is so called as vulcanized rubber. So this is something about vulcanization. Now we will see second important polymer, and that is nothing but polyethylene. So next we will write something about polyethylene. The IUPAC name of polyethylene is nothing but polyethylene. Okay, so this is nothing but polyethylene, right? As far as density is concerned, polyethylene, it is of two types. One is called as low density polyethylene, that is LDPE, and high density polyethylene, that is HDPE. So polyethylene, as we know, this is the most commonly used polymer, and it's said to possess structure like this. Okay, so what you will write down title as polyethylene. Next to that, write down the polymer said to possess this structure, that is CH2CH2N, right? What next you will write in second point, write down depending upon the density, polyethylene or polyethylene, it is of two types. One is called as LDPE, okay, write down A as LDPE, and B is nothing but HDPE, okay. So this is going to be HDPE, right? First we will see LDPE in some more detail. In that, write down it is low density polyethylene. Okay, so this is right. This is nothing but low density polyethylene, that is LDPE. Low density polyethylene, that is LDPE. So in that case, what you will write is, this is the ethylene unit, and most of this we will take. To that we will have, or we will add some traces of O2. Okay. Peroxide is taken as an accelerator, or it is acting as a catalyst. As I have told you, there is a free radical mechanism, and the free radical that we will obtain from the peroxide. Temperature condition is 350 to 370 Kelvin, and pressure conditions are 1000 to 2000 atmospheric. So it is 1000 to 2000 ATM, and whatever that CH2 unit is there, see, this is the reaction. Okay, so we will have the same structure for both LDPE and HDPE, but in this case, depending upon the pressure and the reaction condition, we will have the formation of LDPE. So what we will write is N moles of CH2 double bond CH2, that is ethylene unit, traces of oxygen, peroxide, then 350 to 370 Kelvin, 1000 to 2000 ATM, and it results in formation of LDPE. Now the mechanism involved is nothing but free radical mechanism, and it involves hydrogen abstraction. So what is hydrogen abstraction, that we will see? See, hydrogen abstraction, as I have told you, free radical mechanism, there is a formation of free radical, and how it forms, we have seen that there is a free radical so of form. Up to this, is it clear to you? So what is that free radical mechanism and how that hydrogen is abstracted, that we will see. Let's see. So as we have seen, there are three steps in free radical mechanism: is chain initiation, second is chain propagation, and third is chain termination, right? So as I told you, see, suppose I am going to take this. Okay, so this refers to the oxygen at C double bond or CH3. What is this? Acetyl peroxide. Now this undergoes the removal of whatever that bond. So one electron will go with this oxygen, one electron will go with this, and therefore it results into formation of this 2-acetyl radical. Again there is removal of CO2, and therefore it becomes 2CH3 and 2CO2, right? So it becomes 2 methyl radicals to obtain, that is free radical. That free radical then reacts with this ethene unit, right? And therefore it results in formation of this kind of free radical, right? So where the hydrogen abstraction takes place, that will be seen. Suppose we will take this CH3, then CH and CH and CH2. So what will happen? See, one electron will go with this, and one electron from this bond along with this hydrogen comes to this position, and therefore it becomes CH3, CH as it is. Now one electron will be with this methine group CH, and this hydrogen will be shifted over here, that is CH3. Is it clear? So what happened? Hydrogen from this position is abstracted in intramolecularly, and that's why it generates new free radical, right? So free radical shifts its own position, and therefore it is called as intramolecular hydrogen abstraction. Okay, so here this is nothing but intramolecular hydrogen abstraction. Once you got this, next what we will write? We will have addition of this R, that is alkyl group, and therefore it leads to the final state, that is nothing but termination, and that's why that polymeric chains look like this. How? See, there is a R, that is nothing but branching, and that's why this whatever polymeric chains is there, it results in branching, right? Okay, so due to that branching, what will happen? Whatever that ethine units is there or polyethylene is there, it's said to possess low density, and thus the resulting polymer is called as LDPE, that is low density polyethylene. So this is nothing but steps which are involved. Okay, these are the steps which are involved in free radical and hydrogen abstraction process. Okay, so that refers to the mechanism for formation of polyethylene. Now next you will write the properties of that polymer. So what are the properties of LDPE? LDPE basically are extremely flexible, but it's said to possess tough properties. Then it is chemically inert. So first property you are supposed to write is it is extremely flexible, but it is tough and it is chemically inert. Second property is nothing but it's said to possess melting point up to 110 degrees Celsius, and third it refers to it is a poor conductor of electricity. So okay, so that refers to three properties of that LDPE. Then we will write something about uses of LDPE. In that we will write the first uses is nothing but it is used in making the pipes which are used for agriculture purpose. Then it can be used for irrigation purpose, as well as it is used for making the pipes for domestic purpose or domestic water line connections. Then second, it is used in making some plastic containers, for example squeeze bottles, or it is used in making attractive containers. Then third property, it is used in making submarine cable installations. Then fourth property, it is used in making some extruded films, it is used in making some sheets and some household materials or packaging material. So these are four properties as far as these are the four uses as far as the LDPE is concerned. So in this we have seen vulcanization process, and we have seen the properties for LDPE, then the reactions so involved, then the properties of LDPE and the uses of LDPE. So once your reaction is over, next you will write properties of LDPE. As I told you earlier, properties, it is extremely flexible, but it is tough and chemically inert. Then it is poor conductor of electricity, that is the second property, and it's said to possess melting point up to 110 degrees Celsius, that is 110 degrees Celsius. So these three properties you are supposed to write, and after that you will start with uses. So as I told you, four uses are there. One, it refers to it is used in making the plastic pipes for irrigation and agriculture purpose. It is also used in making the water line connections, domestic water line connections. Then second use, it is used in making some for as an insulation material or insulating the electric cables. Then third, it is used for submarine insulation, submarine electric insulation. Then fourth, it is used in making some household material or packaging material. For example, it is used in making squeeze bottle or the attractive containers. So with this, your LDP and vulcanization ends. Thank you. Goodbye. In earlier lecture we have done with LDPE. Now we will see high density polyethylene, that is HDPE. Due to the higher density, this kind of polymers is so called as HDPE. Reaction conditions are somewhat different than that of the LDPE. So in this case, this is CH2 double bond CH2. N moles are taken. Then temperature condition is 333. So see, I have taken N moles of ethene, 333 to 343 Kelvin temperature condition. Then triethyl aluminium and TiCl4. There's a combination of catalysts is taken along with temperature condition 6 to 7, pressure condition 6 to 7 atmosphere, and therefore it results into formation of HDPE. It's a high density polyethylene. Due to somewhat higher cross-linking, due to somewhat linear structure or linearity, it's said to possess close packing, and that's why its density is higher than that of LDP. Because in LDP we have seen there is a cross linking, but this is essentially the linear polymer. It's said to possess somewhat closest packing, and because of which it's said to possess higher density. The catalyst or the combination of catalyst is nothing but it is triethyl aluminium. It's Al, C2H5 thrice, and TiCl4. So this is nothing but the Ziegler-Natta catalyst. So we will write its name as Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Okay, it's ZIGLAR, Ziegler-Natta catalyst. And in that case, see, after that we will write properties. For first property you will write that it is stiffer than LDPE. It is crystalline in nature. Its melting point is within the range 144 to 150 degrees Celsius. It is chemically more inert towards, chemical, more to that of LDPE. And in next you will write the uses. It is used in making the articles of the objects where the high stiffness and high tensile strength is needed. So this is the first. Second, it is used in making the household articles, for example, toys, buckets, dustbin and pipes. So that refers to the uses. So first you will write it is used in making the household articles or the application or object where the higher tensile strength is needed. Second, it is used in making some household articles or goods like basket, dustbin, buckets and pipes. So that refers to the uses of HDPE. So first write down title as HDPE. This is HDPE, that is high density polyethylene. Then write down this reaction. Okay, this reaction where I have written Ziegler-Natta catalyst, it's a combination of these two. It's triethyl aluminium and TiCl4. Next to that you will write properties as I told you earlier. 3 to 4 properties. First, it is stiffer than LDPE. Second, it is said to possess melting point within the range 144 to 150 degrees Celsius. Then it is said to possess higher tensile strength, and it is chemically more inert as compared to LDP. So these are the 4 properties and 2 uses. First to refer to, it is used in making the objects or the articles where the higher tensile strength is needed. Second, it is used in making household articles like basket, dustbin, buckets and pipes.